Love has a notorious habit of ignoring the rulebook, and nowhere is this more apparent than in the dazzling world of Hollywood, where some of the most unforgettable romances have famously defied expectations. The stories of these famous couples serve as a powerful testament that when it comes to true love, factors like fiery passion, undeniable chemistry, and a deep, soulful connection far outweigh the number of candles on a birthday cake. From the dazzling spectacle of red carpet events to the quiet, intimate moments shared away from the cameras, these couples continually demonstrate that genuine romance is boundless and recognises no artificial limits. Ultimately, when you find a profound connection who really spends their time counting birthdays or worrying about a difference in age, this brings us to our first incredible couple, Dick Van Dyke and Arlene Silver. The annals of Hollywood are filled with countless tales of romance, yet very few can match the uniquely surprising and deeply heartwarming story of the legendary Dick Van Dyke and his wife, Arlene Silver. Dick, the treasured icon known for his unforgettable roles in classics like Mary Poppins and The Dick Van Dyke Show, had already experienced a lifetime of success and adventure that most people could only ever imagine. When his path first crossed with Arlene's, he was already in his 80s, a widower, navigating life while carrying the immense weight of decades of cherished memories, global fame, and the profound sorrow of losing his beloved partner of many years. In stark contrast, Arlene was a vivacious makeup artist, full of an infectious zest for life, and nearly half a century his junior. Despite the vast differences in their life experiences, the moment they met at a Screen Actors Guild Awards dinner back in 2006, an undeniable and immediate spark ignited between them. What initially started as a warm and genuine friendship soon blossomed into a much deeper emotional bond, serving as beautiful proof that a true connection is timeless and has no expiration date. Then, in 2012, during an intimate ceremony in Malibu, Dick, at 86 years old, married Arlene, who was just 40. Their 46-year age difference certainly grabbed headlines, but the couple's palpable and authentic affection for one another quickly quieted the naysayers. Soon after, heartwarming videos capturing them dancing together, sharing laughter, and simply embracing life with pure joy began circulating online and quickly went viral. These clips served as a powerful and widespread reminder that the true measure of love isn't found in chronological years, but in the vibrancy of a shared spirit and mutual happiness. Arlene has consistently made it clear that she is not Dick's caretaker, but his equal partner in every sense. In turn, Dick lovingly credits her with injecting a renewed sense of vigour into his life, often stating that she gave him a wonderful new reason to keep on dancing. Their beautiful journey together is a poignant reminder to us all that it's never too late to discover love once more, and that often the most unforeseen pairings are the ones that end up shining with the most brilliant light. Next, we turn to another couple who defied expectations, Heidi Klum and Tom Kaulitz. There are very few modern Hollywood romances that have been quite as surprising or as passionately celebrated as the whirlwind love affair between supermodel Heidi Klum and musician Tom Kaulitz. Heidi, the German-born supermodel who skyrocketed to global fame through her work with Victoria's Secret, her hosting duties on Project Runway, and her presence on innumerable magazine covers, had already experienced multiple chapters of her life under intense public scrutiny. She was not only a fashion icon, but also a dedicated mother to 4 children and a savvy, successful businesswoman. Furthermore, she was a woman who had already navigated her fair share of very public and painful heartbreaks. It's no surprise then that when she connected with Tom, the talented guitarist for the German rock sensation Tokyo Hotel in 2018, the public was absolutely captivated not only by their immediate and palpable chemistry, but also by their 17-year age difference. Right from the outset, Heidi spoke about their bond in powerful terms, describing it as an undeniable and almost magnetic force that drew them together. Tom introduced a youthful dynamism, a sense of playfulness, and a deeply creative spirit that perfectly complemented Heidi's established strength and worldly sophistication. Wasting no time, they dove headfirst into their future. In less than a year, he had proposed, and by 2019, they had tied the knot first with a private intimate ceremony, followed by a breathtakingly dreamy celebration on a lavish yacht in Capri. Initially, public opinion was split, with many skeptics openly questioning if a relationship with such a significant age gap could truly stand the test of time. However, Heidi and Tom effectively silenced every single one of their doubters simply by radiating pure, unadulterated joy in their life together. Whether they are seen walking red carpets, lovingly hand-in-hand posting playful and goofy videos on social media, or seamlessly merging their two families, the couple consistently exudes an air of genuine authenticity. Tom has wholeheartedly embraced his role as a stepfather, showing incredible love and dedication, while Heidi frequently and affectionately refers to him as her true soulmate. She often expresses that he makes her feel as though she is living out her very own real-life fairy tale. Our next couple is the iconic Jerry Seinfeld and his wife, Jessica Seinfeld. After Jerry Seinfeld brought his monumental sitcom to a close in 1998, the world was left wondering what could possibly follow such a massive cultural phenomenon he had masterminded. As it turned out, the answer wasn't another groundbreaking television series or a new stand-up special. It was, in fact, an enduring love story. In that very same year, Jerry's life changed when he met Jessica Sklar, an intelligent and insightful New Yorker whose everyday existence was a world away from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. Their initial encounter at a fitness centre ignited an immediate and powerful chemistry, but their burgeoning connection was immediately shrouded in controversy, as Jessica had only just returned from her honeymoon with another man. The tabloid media, smelling a scandal, pounced on the story relentlessly. But in the end, as it so often does, love ultimately had the final say. By December of 1999, Jerry and Jessica were married, and the relationship that had started under a cloud of intense public scrutiny blossomed into one of Hollywood's most famously stable and widely admired partnerships. Jerry, who was in his 40s and at the absolute pinnacle of his fame, discovered in Jessica a profoundly grounding influence, a partner who prioritised privacy, family, and a life of purpose far above the allure of the celebrity spotlight. Proving her own ambition and drive, Jessica carved out her own distinct identity, not merely as a famous comedian's wife, but as a respected philanthropist and a successful author. A cornerstone of her work was the founding of Baby Buggy, the organisation now known as the Good Plus Foundation, a remarkable non-profit that has distributed millions in essential resources to families facing adversity, demonstrating that her dedication to making a real-world impact was just as profound as Jerry's commitment to comedy. As a team, they raised their 3 children with a clear and deliberate intention of shielding them from the often overwhelming frenzy that comes with celebrity status. Even as Jerry continued to tour, produce new material, and create his hit show, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, he frequently and publicly credited Jessica as the essential force that kept his world perfectly balanced. Their powerful bond was never built on the shaky foundations of celebrity. Instead, it was forged from mutual respect, a shared sense of humour, and a unified vision for what a fulfilling family life should be. And now Leonardo DiCaprio and Vittoria Ceretti. For what seems like decades, Leonardo DiCaprio has held the unofficial title of Hollywood's most perennial bachelor, a worldwide superstar whose romantic entanglements frequently generated more media buzz than his critically acclaimed films. However, in the year 2023, the celebrity world was taken by complete surprise when Leo, then 48 years old, was photographed holding hands with the stunning Italian supermodel Vittoria Ceretti, who was only 25. The speculation began almost immediately, with everyone asking the same question. Was this just another temporary fleeting romance for the actor? Or was it possible that DiCaprio, an Oscar-winning actor, a dedicated environmentalist, and arguably one of the most famous faces on the planet, had finally encountered a partner who could mirror his own powerful presence? Victoria was far more than just another pretty face making waves in the high fashion industry. Her striking statuesque elegance, a commanding presence on the runway and a portfolio filled with campaigns for powerhouse brands like Chanel, Versace and Dolce & Gabbana set her apart. By the end of the 2010s, she had firmly established her legacy as one of the most influential icons in the world of fashion. However, those in their inner circle reveal that it was her understated strength, fierce independence, and remarkably down-to-earth nature that truly captured Leo's attention. In a stark departure from many of his previous relationships, Vittoria remains completely unfazed by the glitz and glamour of celebrity. She had already built her own formidable empire and a strong sense of self. The pair discovered a shared devotion to fine art, diverse cultures and world travel, frequently opting for private, intimate getaways over the high-profile red carpet events Leo has famously tried to sidestep for years. According to close friends, their bond feels profoundly different. It's deeper, more reciprocal and incredibly stable. For the first time in a long time, the narrative isn't being driven by tabloid headlines. Instead, it's a story rooted in maturity, mutual respect, and the connection between two individuals who truly grasp the immense pressure of fame, but find solace in the simple beauty of love. Elton John and David Furnish. Among the countless romances in the entertainment world, very few have burned as enduringly or as brilliantly as the one shared by Sir Elton John and David Furnish. For many years, Elton, an undisputed musical legend, grappled with profound loneliness, the struggles of addiction, and the crushing weight of global stardom. For what felt like an eternity, the man they called the Rocket Man was on a quest for something real to ground him. That all changed in 1993 when he attended a dinner party in London and was introduced to a Canadian filmmaker named David Furnish. The connection was immediate and undeniable. Elton, known for his spectacular and over-the-top persona, discovered a sense of equilibrium in David's serene and considerate character, and their bond blossomed into one of the most heartwarming love stories of the modern era. In 2005, they solidified their commitment to one another by entering into a civil partnership. Then, as soon as same-sex marriage was legalised in the United Kingdom, they were among the first couples to officially marry in 2014, an event that was so much more than a mere wedding. It served as an emphatic declaration to the entire world that authentic love, regardless of who it is between, is worthy of both celebration and unwavering respect. Together, they created a loving family, welcoming two sons, Zachary and Elijah, into their lives with the help of a surrogate. Becoming a father transformed Elton in ways that fame and fortune never could, while David became the anchor that kept their family life stable and nurturing. Outside of their family, they've become a powerhouse humanitarian team, with David now acting as the chairman of the Elton John AIDS Foundation, helping to raise hundreds of millions to combat HIV and AIDS across the globe. David Cross and Amber Tamblyn. Every so often, love appears when and where you least expect it, a sentiment that perfectly captures the story of how comedian David Cross and actress Amber Tamblyn found each other. David celebrated for his razor-sharp comedic timing in shows like Arrested Development, and Mr. Show had carved out a niche for himself as one of comedy's most audacious and unfiltered voices. Amber, who was his junior by nearly 20 years, had literally grown up on screen, rising to fame with starring roles in Joan of Arcadia and The Sisterhood of the Travelling Pants. In her adult life, she also gained significant acclaim as a talented poet, a published author and a passionate activist. The pair were introduced by mutual friends back in 2007, and they formed an immediate and powerful connection. Initially, their 19-year age difference certainly got people talking, but for the two of them, the number was completely meaningless. The only thing that counted was their mutual passion for artistic expression, a shared sense of humour and profound admiration for each other's unique spirits. David proposed in 2011 and they tied the knot in 2012 during an incredibly heartfelt and unconventional ceremony in the woods, which was filled with live music poetry readings and a feeling of genuine spirit that was a perfect reflection of them. In the years since, they have crafted a life together that seamlessly merges their creative pursuits with their dedication to social activism. As Amber has become a leading voice for feminist causes and a prominent advocate for change, David has remained right there with her, providing constant and steadfast encouragement. Their family grew in 2017 with the arrival of their daughter Marlo Alice, which marked the beginning of a brand new chapter that fortified their incredible partnership even further. Kevin Kline and Phoebe Cates. When you combine the force of a Hollywood legend with the grace of quiet dedication, the result is the enduring love story of Kevin Kline and Phoebe Cates. Kevin, widely regarded as one of the finest actors of his time, forged an incredible career out of his sheer versatility, earning an Academy Award for A Fish Called Wanda and critical praise for his work in classics like Sophie's Choice and The Big Chill. Phoebe, on the other hand, became a cinematic sensation in the 1980s, delivering iconic performances in Fast Times at Ridgemont High and Gremlins. She was transformed into a pop culture phenomenon in what felt like an instant. Their paths first crossed in the early 80s when Phoebe came in to read for a role in The Big Chill. While she ultimately didn't get the part, it seems destiny had something much greater in store for them. The couple was married by 1989, and despite a 16-year age difference that had many insiders whispering about potential difficulties, they proved everyone wrong. In fact, the age gap quickly became a non-issue for them as their relationship was founded on a bedrock of humour, mutual admiration and a deep affection that has only grown stronger through the years. While Kevin's star continued to rise on both stage and screen, Phoebe made the remarkable choice to walk away from her acting career right at the peak of her popularity. She prioritised her family, focusing on raising their children before eventually opening her own popular boutique in New York City. Kevin has frequently stated that her willingness to put family first was the essential ingredient that has made their lasting marriage possible. Now, more than 3 decades later, their relationship stands as one of Hollywood's rare, understated success stories. You'll find no scandals or public drama here, just 2 people who serve as living proof that a genuine connection will always outshine the fleeting nature of fame. Do you believe that their choice to build a life away from the constant public scrutiny is the real key to their long-lasting happiness? Bradley Cooper and Gigi Hadid. When the world first learned that Bradley Cooper and Gigi Hadid were an item, it prompted a collective double-take across the globe. He is the acclaimed Oscar-nominated actor and director who powerfully reinvented a classic with A Star is Born, an artist widely respected for his profound intensity and clear artistic vision. She stands as one of the most iconic and recognisable supermodels of her generation. She has commanded the high fashion runways for legendary houses like Versace, Chanel and Victoria's Secret with a signature effortless poise. On the surface, they appeared to hail from 2 entirely different universes, but in their private reality, their connection felt incredibly natural and organic. They were 2 icons who deeply understood the immense pressures of global celebrity and the critical importance of protecting one's privacy. With an age difference of nearly 20 years, industry critics and tabloids loudly questioned whether the relationship could possibly endure. However, Bradley and Gigi chose to ignore the pervasive noise, instead focusing their energy on the one thing that mattered most to both of them: family. Both are incredibly dedicated parents. Bradley shares his daughter Leia with his former partner Irina Shayk, and Gigi is mother to her daughter Kai from her relationship with singer Zayn Malik. Their mutual commitment to raising their children in nurturing, stable and loving homes became the powerful adhesive that drew them even closer together. In a move that defies many modern Hollywood pairings, they have intentionally chosen to conduct their relationship quietly, far from the chaotic frenzy of cameras. You won't see any flashy social media declarations from them, nor do they make constant calculated appearances on red carpets. Instead, their story is told through cosy dinners, relaxed family outings, and the simple, unguarded moments they share. Friends say it's precisely that shared authenticity that forges such a strong and resilient connection between them. Theirs is a love story that feels both perfectly modern yet wonderfully timeless. It serves as a potent reminder that when 2 people connect on shared values, profound respect and true affection, factors like age and headlines simply lose their power. Now on to David Foster and Catherine McPhee. When the news broke that music legend David Foster had married singer and actress Catherine McPhee, the headlines practically wrote themselves. He's the producing genius behind the soaring voices of some of the greatest artists of all time, including Whitney Houston, Celine Dion, and Michael Bublé. His extraordinary career has spanned decades, with 16 prestigious Grammy Awards serving as a testament to his impact. She is a vocal powerhouse who initially captured America's affection on American Idol before going on to conquer Broadway and television. At first glance, their worlds seemed to be separated by entire generations. But when their paths ultimately intertwined, a romance began to unfold that no one could have predicted. Given the 35-year age gap, skeptics were quick to doubt that their love could ever withstand the intense glare of the public spotlight. But time and again, Foster and McPhee have emphatically proven their critics wrong. What initially began as a mentor and student dynamic soon blossomed into a genuine partnership, one solidly built on their shared love of music, deep respect, and an undeniable chemistry. Their 2019 London wedding was an elegant and intimate affair that was unapologetically their own, serving as a bold declaration that love doesn't answer to critics or timelines. In 2021, they welcomed their son, Rennie, into their lives. For David, who was already a father to 5 daughters, it represented a beautiful second chance at raising a child. He often describes this chapter as an unexpected joy, while Catherine warmly calls it the single greatest role of her entire life. Together they have navigated parenthood with incredible warmth and infectious humour, masterfully balancing bedtime lullabies with the creation of Grammy-winning melodies. Their story beautifully reminds us all that love isn't measured in years, but in perfect harmony. They are 2 voices and 2 lives now joined in one song that just keeps playing. Hilary Burton and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Some love stories feel as if they were perfectly scripted for the big screen, but the romance between Hilary Burton and Jeffrey Dean Morgan started with a simple blind date set up by friends and evolved into a love story that no Hollywood writer could have ever conceived. She was the beloved star of One Tree Hill, widely known for the raw, heartfelt vulnerability she brought to the character of Peyton Sawyer. He was the ruggedly charming heartthrob of shows like Supernatural and The Walking Dead, a man whose powerful charisma could effortlessly steal any scene. On paper, their 17-year age difference initially sparked some whispers, but in reality, that age gap only seemed to deepen their powerful connection. They consciously skipped the typical Hollywood scene of red carpets and premieres, choosing something far more real and substantial instead, a quiet, sprawling farm in upstate New York. It was there, surrounded by animals, rustic dirt roads, and seemingly endless fields, that they built a life firmly rooted in simplicity and undeniable authenticity. Their love only grew stronger with each passing year. Their family was blessed by the births of their children, their son Augustus in 2010 and their daughter George in 2018. Parenthood didn't just soften their public personas, it truly revealed the compassionate hearts of who they are as people. For well over a decade, they successfully defied the usual celebrity odds. After 10 full years together, they finally made it official, tying the knot in 2019 in a small, intimate ceremony attended only by their closest friends. Hilary once beautifully said that Jeffrey wasn't merely her husband, he was her anchor, her dedicated partner, and her absolute safe place in a chaotic world. And in return, Jeffrey frequently refers to her as his miracle, the incredible woman who brought a much-needed sense of balance to his wild and adventurous world. Alec Baldwin and Hilaria Baldwin. When Alec Baldwin strolled into a New York City restaurant back in 2011 and laid eyes on Hilaria Thomas, a yoga instructor possessing a serene presence and a radiant energy, he didn't waste a moment. He walked right up to her and said, "I must know you." That single bold line ignited a remarkable love story that has since defied every single expectation. At the time, he was already a seasoned Hollywood veteran, celebrated for his iconic work on 30 Rock in Beetlejuice and across decades of other acclaimed performances. She was 26, deeply passionate about health, wellness, and the pursuit of living authentically. Despite their 26-year age difference, the spark between them was immediate and completely undeniable. Just 1 year later, they were married at St. Patrick's Old Cathedral in Manhattan, beautifully blending Baldwin's glamorous world of red carpets with Hilaria's more grounded, holistic lifestyle. Their union very quickly grew, blossoming into the large, lively and loving family that they are so well known for today. Together, they welcomed a lively brood of 7 children, a true rarity within Hollywood circles, transforming their home into a beautiful whirlwind of laughter, wonderful chaos and undeniable love. Alec, a man once famous for his razor-sharp wit and a notoriously fiery temperament, often reflects that embracing fatherhood later in life gave him a profound and entirely new sense of purpose. While Hilaria has been incredibly open about the dual reality of joy and challenge that comes with raising a large family under constant public scrutiny, navigating controversies, tabloid storms, and the dizzying highs and lows of fame, they have consistently stood together as a united front. On their social media accounts, they regularly share authentic glimpses into the unvarnished moments of their real family life. Their world is often messy and certainly loud, but it is always deeply and completely full of love. Their powerful bond stands as proof that resilience, forgiveness, and a shared sense of humour can successfully carry a marriage through even the most challenging and difficult seasons. Let's talk about Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble. When the powerhouse Kris Jenner met Corey Gamble back in 2014 at a glamorous birthday party in Ibiza, almost no one could have predicted it would evolve into one of Hollywood's most discussed and lasting romances. She was at that point already the formidable matriarch of the global Kardashian-Jenner empire, a savvy businesswoman who had ingeniously turned her family name into a billion-dollar international brand. He, on the other hand, was a music industry executive, a full 25 years her junior, with a calm, steady presence. He was also worlds away from the blinding 24/7 spotlight that Kris had navigated for decades. And yet from the moment their paths crossed, the chemistry was undeniable. Their burgeoning relationship almost immediately faced a torrent of endless speculation from the public and the press. Was this a genuine connection, or was it just another fleeting Hollywood fling for the cameras? As the years went by, Kris and Corey decisively proved all of their critics wrong. Corey became a steadfast and trusted presence, not only in Kris's personal life, but also as an integral part of her close-knit family. He was frequently seen at major industry events, on family vacations, and even became a familiar face on their hit show, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Unlike so many other high-profile relationships that crumble under pressure, theirs has always been characterised by remarkable stability. Kris often lovingly calls Corey her rock, identifying him as the one who brings a sense of calm to her whirlwind, high-stakes lifestyle. For Corey, their relationship is centred on absolute loyalty and unwavering devotion. He famously once said that he couldn't care less about the cameras or the fame. His sole focus was on being right by her side through it all. Together, this power couple has built a formidable partnership that is deeply grounded in trust, genuine laughter, and a profound mutual respect. While Kris masterfully commands the boardroom and captivates on the red carpet, Corey provides the essential balance, reminding her that even in the midst of overwhelming fame, love can remain simple and true. Now for Ice-T and Coco Austin. When the legendary rapper-turned-actor Ice-T first laid eyes on Coco Austin in 2001 during a music video shoot, the spark between them was instantaneous and electric. At the time, he was already a certified legend in the hip-hop world and a beloved star on the hit series Law & Order SVU. He was known for his tough, hard-edged persona and no-nonsense attitude. She, in contrast, was a rising model with a bold, vibrant personality and an energy that could light up any room she entered. On the surface, their two worlds could not have been more different. Yet in each other, they discovered something incredibly rare, perfect balance. From the very beginning, many people expressed doubts about their love. They pointed to the age difference, their flashy and public lifestyle, and the constant intense media attention. To outsiders, it all seemed like a recipe for disaster. but Ice-T and Coco have consistently defied all the odds. Their marriage, which is filled with infectious laughter, fierce loyalty and an undeniable chemistry, has now thrived for over 2 decades, proving their critics wrong at every single turn. When they joyfully welcomed their daughter Chanel in 2015, fans were treated to a much softer, more tender side of the formidable Ice-T. Suddenly, the iconic tough rapper transformed into a doting, loving father, and Coco became the undeniable heart of their growing little family. What truly sets them apart is how unapologetically and refreshingly real they choose to be. From their popular reality show Ice Loves Coco to their candid and often hilarious social media moments, they have never attempted to hide the authentic ups and downs of their shared life. Instead, they have boldly turned their unique love story into a public celebration of trust, enduring playfulness and incredible resilience. Ice-T frequently says that Coco brought an immense amount of joy and much-needed stability into his fast-paced life. Meanwhile, Coco lovingly calls Ice-T her ultimate protector, her committed partner in everything, and her absolute best friend. Finally, we have Chris Evans and Alba Baptista. Chris Evans, the celebrated actor the world came to know and love as Captain America, has always managed to carry himself with a remarkable humility despite his global superhero fame. For many years, fans and the media alike wondered who could possibly capture the heart of one of Hollywood's most famously eligible bachelors. The answer arrived quietly and quite unexpectedly in the form of the talented Portuguese actress Alba Baptista. Their romance, which was confirmed in 2022, took many by surprise. This was not only because of their 16-year age difference, but also because of how profoundly genuine, private and grounded their love appeared to be from the very start. Alba, who is well known for her breakout role in the Netflix series Warrior Nun, is impressively fluent in 5 different languages and is widely admired for both her acting talent and her dedicated humanitarian work. She is clearly not someone who is easily dazzled or impressed by the glitz and glamour of Hollywood fame. Instead, she is grounded, deeply thoughtful, and possesses an understated elegance qualities that perfectly complement Chris's signature humour and down-to-earth personality. Together, they beautifully embody the kind of modern love story that feels both intensely private and quietly powerful. While the paparazzi desperately searched for sensational headlines, Chris and Alba opted for quiet walks in the park, intimate family dinners, and precious moments spent far away from the relentless spotlight. Their September 2023 wedding, held in Massachusetts, was an intimate and heartfelt affair. It was attended by their closest friends and beloved family members, rather than a sea of flashing cameras and reporters. For Chris, this marked a long-awaited new chapter of settling down something he had often spoken about, but wisely never rushed into. For Alba, it was about stepping into a lifelong partnership completely on her own terms, with incredible grace and a strong sense of independence. Their inspiring bond is a powerful reminder that a true deep connection isn't about Hollywood lights or public approval, but rather about finding that one special person who truly makes you feel like you are finally home. Jeff Goldblum and Emily Livingston. We begin with a truly unique Hollywood pair, Jeff Goldblum, who has long been celebrated as one of the industry's most captivating and delightfully eccentric personalities. From his iconic roles in blockbusters like Jurassic Park to cult classics such as The Fly, he's universally recognised for his magnetic charm, lightning-fast wit, and an unforgettably quirky sense of style. But beyond the movie sets and his beloved jazz performances, Jeff discovered his ultimate life rhythm with a partner 30 years his junior, the astonishingly talented Olympic gymnast and aerial artist Emily Livingston. Their worlds collided in the year 2011, and despite the considerable age difference that many might focus on, the defining quality of their connection was never the gap, but rather the profound sense of harmony they shared. Emily, who had an incredible career as a Canadian Olympian and later as a star performer with Cirque du Soleil, brought an extraordinary sense of grace, focus, and genuine warmth into Jeff's universe. Their relationship developed with an effortless, organic feel, built upon a foundation of shared creativity, deep mutual respect, and a boundless sense of curiosity for life. They exchanged vows in 2014, and soon after their family expanded, with the welcoming of two sons, Charlie Ocean in 2015, followed by River Joe in 2017. Jeff, who embraced fatherhood later in his life, often describes the journey of being a parent as the most delicious and transformative experience he has ever had. Emily's incredibly nurturing spirit, combined with her artistic sensibilities, have cultivated a home environment that is always buzzing with laughter, vibrant music, and expressive movement. The couple remains wonderfully transparent about their love for one another, frequently posting endearing videos and walking red carpets securely hand in hand. They fully embrace the unique aspects of their partnership with a refreshing blend of humour and straightforward honesty. Jeff often remarks that Emily is the secret to his youthful spirit, while Emily affectionately calls Jeff her true soulmate, her very best friend, and her absolute favourite person to perform a duet with. Their incredible love story is powerful proof that when two people find each other at just the right moment with open hearts and a deep-seated respect, age truly is nothing more than a number. Ewan McGregor and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Next, we look at Ewan McGregor, a powerhouse actor who has long been considered one of Hollywood's most adaptable and compelling stars. Whether he was navigating the gritty world of Trainspotting, singing his heart out in Moulin Rouge, or wielding a lightsaber in Star Wars, his undeniable charisma and on-screen intensity have made him a cinematic legend. In parallel, Mary Elizabeth Winstead was forging her own impressive career, emerging as a formidable talent in films like Scott Pilgrim versus the World 10 Cloverfield Lane and Birds of Prey. She has earned widespread admiration for her nuanced performances, which masterfully combine a raw sense of vulnerability with an unshakable inner strength. When their professional lives intersected in 2016 on the set of the third season of Fargo, the chemistry between them was immediate and undeniable. The connection they portrayed on screen was electric, but behind the scenes, it evolved into something far more profound, a love that would irrevocably alter the course of both of their lives. Their burgeoning relationship certainly made headlines. At that time, both actors were navigating the end of previous long-term relationships, and their newfound romance quickly became a subject of public fascination and scrutiny. However, instead of allowing the external chatter to dictate their story, they turned toward each other, forging an unbreakable bond that was built on a bedrock of trust, shared artistic passions, and remarkable resilience. By the year 2021, they welcomed their son Laurie into the world, which added a beautiful and profound new chapter to their unfolding love story. In April of 2022, they solidified their commitment to one another in an intimate wedding ceremony celebrated with only their closest friends and beloved family members. It was the complete opposite of a Hollywood spectacle, a day defined simply by authentic, unadulterated joy. These days, Ewan and Mary Elizabeth skillfully managed to balance their glamorous red carpet appearances with a quiet, private family life, consistently prioritising their personal connection over the glare of the public spotlight. Their journey together is a poignant reminder that second chances in love can often blossom into relationships that are even more robust and meaningful than the first, demonstrating that sometimes the greatest love finds you later in life, right when you're not even looking for it. Miranda Kerr and Evan Spiegel. Miranda Kerr had already achieved global icon status as one of the most famous faces in the entire modelling industry, captivating audiences on Victoria's Secret runways and starring in major fashion campaigns with her trademark elegance and radiant charm. Evan Spiegel, by contrast, was known as the brilliant yet notoriously private co-founder and CEO of the tech giant Snapchat. He was a self-made billionaire and a visionary in the tech world who intentionally kept his life far removed from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood circles. On the surface, they appeared to be two individuals from completely opposite ends of the social spectrum. And yet, when destiny seated them next to each other at a dinner party back in 2014, the connection was instant and unmistakable. Their developing romance caught many by surprise and became a topic of intense speculation. Miranda was the world-famous supermodel with a well-documented romantic history, while Evan was the reserved tech mogul who guarded his privacy fiercely. But where many saw a mismatch, they found their perfect equilibrium. Miranda found herself drawn to Evan's deep intelligence and his calming, grounded presence, while Evan was completely captivated by her genuine warmth, stunning beauty, and her incredible devotion as a mother. In the year 2017, the couple made it official, tying the knot in a beautifully intimate backyard ceremony that was filled with genuine love and elegant simplicity. Their wedding was a world away from the lavish excess that often characterises Hollywood celebrations. Today, their family has grown to include 3 children, and they've meticulously crafted a life together centred on strong family principles, well-being and a sense of balance. Miranda has frequently shared that being with Evan gives her an unparalleled feeling of being home. Evan, for his part, often credits her with introducing a sense of brightness and stability to his otherwise hectic world, yet their shared narrative is about so much more than just surface-level glamour or immense fortune. It's a compelling narrative about discovering tranquility, profound love, and unwavering stability in the middle of a very hectic world. We'd love to know what you think. Can a partnership between 2 people from such vastly different worlds actually forge the most powerful and enduring bond of all? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Jason Statham and Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. Jason Statham, Hollywood's quintessential tough guy, carved out his formidable reputation in a string of high-octane films like The Transporter, The Expendables, and the Fast and Furious franchise. Thanks to his rugged appeal, razor-sharp wit, and a commitment to performing his own demanding stunts, he became the very embodiment of a modern action hero. Rosie Huntington-Whiteley, on the other hand, illuminated the fashion world first as a celebrated Victoria's Secret angel and later as a highly sought-after high-fashion model. She then gracefully transitioned her career into the world of acting, notably making a splash in the Transformers film series. Rosie Huntington-Whiteley. Her name evokes a certain kind of statuesque beauty, poised, polished, and utterly captivating, whether she was gracing the catwalk or the silver screen. So when she and action superstar Jason Statham first became a couple way back in 2010, their striking 20-year age gap certainly raised a few eyebrows and got people talking. However, any whispers of controversy were quickly overshadowed by something far more compelling and undeniable electric chemistry that was impossible to miss. Their connection blossomed away from the flashing cameras, founded on a deep-seated mutual admiration and common principles, not on the typical fleeting glamour of Tinseltown. By 2016, their commitment was sealed with a proposal from Jason, and just 1 year later, they celebrated the arrival of their first child, a son named Jack Oscar. The birth of their second child in 2022 further cemented their partnership, transforming them into a devoted family unit. And in a refreshing departure from the Hollywood norm, they fiercely guard their family's privacy. You won't find them splashed across gossip magazines. Instead, their energy is channeled into nurturing their children, expanding their respective business empires, and championing each other's professional ambitions. Rosie frequently speaks about Jason's unwavering protective spirit being her anchor, while he openly credits her as the calming influence that brings equilibrium to his high-octane world. The 2 of them represent a truly uncommon kind of Hollywood romance, one that is firmly rooted, remarkably resilient, and possesses a quiet but undeniable power. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet. For a young Jason Momoa, Lisa Bonet wasn't just an actress. She was an icon he revered from afar. Watching her on The Cosby Show, he saw a woman who was the very definition of enigmatic strength and profound beauty. So when destiny intervened and they finally crossed paths in the mid-2000s, Jason confessed that meeting his childhood crush felt like a complete fantasy brought to life. The 12 years that separated them meant absolutely nothing in the face of a connection that was immediate, magnetic, and utterly impossible to deny. While they officially tied the knot in 2017, the foundation of their family had been lovingly established long before they ever exchanged formal vows. They nurtured their children in a home that was a vibrant tapestry of artistic expression, rich cultural heritage, and a deep-seated mutual respect for everyone. Jason frequently referred to Lisa as his ultimate inspiration, the calming centre in the storm of his powerful energy, while she cherished his untamable free spirit and fiercely protective instincts. Their relationship evolved into a potent symbol of authenticity in Hollywood, shattering conventional stereotypes and beautifully illustrating that true soulmates often find one another in the most unexpected of circumstances. Even when they publicly announced their decision to part ways in 2022, the profound admiration and deep-seated respect they held for each other remained completely unshaken. They transitioned into a new phase, co-parenting with unwavering love and demonstrating to the world that a true partnership can sometimes be about graceful evolution rather than a definitive, dramatic ending. Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn, the gold standard for an everlasting Hollywood romance. For more than 4 decades, Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn have been the couple that shattered Tinseltown expectations, serving as living proof that a piece of paper isn't what forges a lifelong commitment. Their lives first intersected way back in the 1960s, but the romantic sparks didn't truly ignite until they reconnected on the set of Swing Shift in 1983. At that point, Kurt was a full 6 years her junior, but that age difference was never even a footnote in their incredible love story. What truly forged their connection was an irresistible chemistry, endless shared laughter, and a foundation of common values that created a bond far more resilient than any tabloid headline could ever be. Together, they expertly navigated the complexities of raising a blended family which proudly includes their shared son, Wyatt Russell, creating a loving and stable home. Through soaring career peaks and challenging troughs, the relentless glare of the public eye and personal trials, they built one of the most respected and admired family units in the entire entertainment industry. Their unwavering dedication to one another has only intensified with each passing year, leaving fans and peers alike wondering how they have managed to stay so remarkably down to earth. You can still see them holding hands on walks, clearly delighting in each other's presence with the same giddy affection of a couple who fell in love just yesterday. Goldie once shared that the supposed secret to their lasting romance is beautifully simple, actively nurturing their intimacy and making a conscious choice to find joy together every single day. And Kurt, for his part, has consistently said that he considers himself the luckiest man alive for having found her a feeling that hasn't faded for a single moment. Their narrative transcends the superficial glitz of Hollywood. It's the fundamental story of 2 people who constructed an unbreakable partnership built on profound trust, mutual respect, and a love that simply refuses to quit. Sandro Kopp and Tilda Swinton, a romance born from a shared world of art and raw authenticity. Back in 2004, when the iconic actress Tilda Swinton, already lauded for her audacious and daring film roles, encountered the German-born painter Sandro Kopp, the spark between them was immediate and palpable. And while there was an 18-year age difference between them, their bond had nothing to do with numbers. It was forged in a mutual passion for creativity, an insatiable curiosity, and a deep shared devotion to the arts. Kopp was captivated by Tilda's utterly fearless perspective on both life and cinema, while she discovered in him a true kindred soul whose own artistic vision perfectly mirrored her wonderfully nonconformist journey. Their romance was never designed for public consumption or tabloid headlines. On the contrary, they carefully constructed a private universe for themselves, one governed by mutual admiration and frequent artistic collaboration. Sandro seamlessly integrated into Tilda's family life, nestled away in the Scottish Highlands, warmly embracing her children from a prior relationship as if they were his very own. Together they have cultivated a lifestyle that is simultaneously serene and extraordinary, a beautiful and seamless fusion of painting, performance art, and the relentless pursuit of living truthfully. For close to 2 decades now, their partnership has quietly defied every single stereotype, proving that true love is never measured in years, but in the profound depth of a shared soulful connection. Their unique story serves as a powerful testament that when two creative souls are aligned in their vision, their love becomes something that transcends time itself. It evolves into a powerful force that exists far beyond the narrow confines of ordinary societal expectations. David Arquette and Courtney Cox, when on-screen horror became a real-life romance. The epic 90s romance between David Arquette and Courtney Cox quite literally kicked off with a blood-curdling on-screen scream. They first connected in 1996 while filming the iconic horror movie Scream, and the quirky electric chemistry they shared as ghost hunting partners rapidly spilled over into a full-blown real-world love affair. It was clear to everyone on that 1996 set that their dynamic as an unlikely duo battling a masked killer wasn't just skilled acting. It was the very beginning of an unforgettable Hollywood love story. Even with a 7-year difference in their ages, the chemistry between them was electric and simply could not be ignored. They proudly announced their engagement in 1998, and just 1 year later, they tied the knot during a magnificent wedding at the historic Grace Cathedral in San Francisco. They rapidly established their place as one of Hollywood's most adored power couples. Then, in 2004, their family grew with the arrival of their daughter, Coco, bringing an even deeper meaning to their life together. However, the intense pressures of Hollywood life eventually took their toll, and like so many high-profile romances, their marriage started to show signs of strain. The pair made the difficult decision to separate in 2010, and by 2013, their divorce was legally finalised. Yet what truly set their story apart from others was the incredible class and dignity with which they navigated their breakup. Instead of allowing resentment to sour their history, David and Courtney prioritised a future built on friendship and profound mutual respect. They masterfully transitioned into a co-parenting partnership and even continued their professional collaboration by working together in later films of the Scream franchise. Their journey is a powerful reminder that while romantic love may not always last in its original form, it has the capacity to evolve into something just as profound and enduring. What remained was a lasting friendship, a wealth of shared history, and an unbreakable family connection that transcended their marriage. Next up, Cole Tucker and Vanessa Hudgens, a romance that reads like a modern-day fairy tale. When baseball phenom Cole Tucker and beloved actress Vanessa Hudgens first confirmed their relationship in 2020, fans were instantly captivated by the pairing. The fact that Vanessa was 8 years older only amplified the media buzz, but it became apparent very quickly that their connection was about much more than just a number. Cole's grounded, down-to-earth personality and Vanessa's famously vibrant spirit created a perfect synergy, leading to a relationship brimming with laughter, exciting adventures, and genuine affection. As their love story deepened, Tucker proposed in late 2022. In December of 2023, they exchanged vows in an absolutely breathtaking wedding ceremony set against the beautiful backdrop of Tulum, Mexico. Only a few short months after their wedding, Vanessa delivered a stunning surprise to the world when she debuted her pregnancy on the red carpet of the 2024 Academy Awards. In July of that very same year, the ecstatic couple joyfully welcomed their first child, starting a wonderful and exciting new chapter in their shared journey. Vanessa has been remarkably open about how Cole completely reshaped her ideas about love, describing their unique bond as something truly magical and beyond what she had ever imagined for herself. Their story is a beautiful example of how the most unexpected pairings can forge the most powerful partnerships, proving that love truly blossoms when two people inspire each other to be better. Now for Miranda Kerr and Evan Spiegel, a couple that found a love that went beyond all expectations. When supermodel Miranda Kerr first crossed paths with Snapchat's billionaire founder Evan Spiegel, almost no one could have predicted their romance would flourish into one of this generation's most admired love stories. With Miranda being 9 years his senior, their relationship certainly challenged some of society's traditional norms from the very beginning. Still, it was immediately obvious that their bond wasn't defined by age. It was firmly rooted in a shared vision for the future, common values, and a deep mutual respect. The two were married in 2017 in a private Los Angeles ceremony that was a perfect reflection of their shared preference for understated elegance. Since that day, they have built a beautiful blended family, welcoming 3 sons named Hart Miles and Pierre, who joined Miranda's son Flynn from her previous marriage. Miranda has frequently remarked that she had never imagined she would find a love that felt so incredibly steady and consistently supportive. She lovingly describes Evan as more than just her husband. He is her genuine partner in every single aspect of their lives. Evan, despite his youth and his enormous fame within the tech world, has consistently and publicly praised Miranda for her incredible wisdom and fortitude. He often credits her with being the force that grounds him, providing a stable anchor amidst the chaotic whirlwind of business and global success. Together, they have successfully cultivated a marriage that masterfully blends high-profile glamour with everyday simplicity and intense ambition with unwavering family devotion. Their relationship is powerful proof that age is just a number when two people are deeply committed to growing alongside each other every day. Let's move on to Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas, a love that silenced all the doubters. The story began when Priyanka Chopra, the world-famous actress and former Miss World, first connected with pop music sensation Nick Jonas back in 2016 through a surprisingly playful direct message. At the time, very few people could have possibly believed it would eventually lead to one of the most talked about and celebrated marriages in Hollywood. The 10-year age gap, with Priyanka being the elder, ignited countless headlines and widespread speculation, but the undeniable strength of their bond quickly silenced the skeptics. Following their very first date in 2018, the dynamic of their relationship changed completely and accelerated rapidly. A mere 7 months later, Nick proposed and the couple wed in an unbelievably lavish multi-day celebration in India that served as a beautiful homage to both of their rich cultural backgrounds. Their marriage became an international symbol of modern love, perfectly merging Eastern and Western traditions, classic style and youthful energy, all while blending glamour and genuine sincerity. Priyanka has candidly admitted that she initially had reservations about Nick's seriousness, viewing him as a 25-year-old pop star at a time when she was ready to settle down and start a family. But as she spent more time with him, she discovered his remarkably mature old soul and his unwavering devotion to her. Nick has frequently called Priyanka his greatest blessing in life, giving her credit for keeping him grounded and for inspiring his evolution as both a person and a creative artist. Their incredible love story serves as undeniable proof that when love is truly genuine, factors like age and public expectations simply fade into the background. Finally, let's look at Blake Shelton and Gwen Stefani, who found an incredibly unexpected harmony together. When country music icon Blake Shelton and global pop superstar Gwen Stefani first announced their romance in 2015, the entire entertainment world was left in a state of shock. At first glance, it was hard to imagine a more different pair. There was Blake, the quintessential country boy born and raised in Oklahoma, and Gwen, the edgy California rock and roll icon with her trailblazing style. When you add their 7-year age difference into the mix, their relationship seemed to be one of the most unlikely pairings in celebrity history. It was a pairing that seemed unlikely on paper, but the love story that blossomed between them became a powerful testament that opposites don't just attract, they can build something incredible together. Their connection ignited on the set of The Voice, where both were serving as judges while privately navigating the emotional wreckage of recent highly public divorces. Within that shared vulnerability, they discovered an unexpected sanctuary in each other, a place filled with restorative laughter and the comforting feeling of finally being home. Over the following years, their initial bond deepened into a profound love, culminating in what was widely described as a fairy tale wedding on June 20th, 2021. Gwen has frequently remarked that meeting Blake felt like an act of destiny, describing him as the safe harbour she never realised her heart had been searching for. In turn, Blake affectionately calls Gwen his closest confidant and the single greatest blessing in his life. Admirers have been captivated by how they expertly balance their superstar status with a refreshingly simple life. They masterfully divide their time between the glaring lights of Hollywood and the serene, quiet rhythms of family life on Blake's sprawling Oklahoma ranch. Their journey together beautifully illustrates that true love isn't about forcing yourself to fit into a preconceived mould, but about composing a unique and beautiful harmony that is entirely your own. Roger Moore and Dorothy Squires. A romance that shattered conventions. Long before Roger Moore embodied the effortlessly suave James Bond, he was the leading man in a real-life love story that boldly defied the rigid expectations of his era. Back in 1953, at the young age of just 26, Moore married Dorothy Squires, a hugely popular Welsh singer who happened to be 12 years his senior. Their marriage immediately became a sensation, not merely because of the significant age gap, but due to the fact that Dorothy was already an established superstar, while Moore was still an aspiring actor trying to forge his path. Their relationship was defined by a whirlwind of intense passion, shared creativity, and a mutual determination to succeed. However, it was also perpetually burdened by significant financial struggles and the immense pressures that came with her level of fame. Dorothy's notoriously fiery temperament often clashed with Moore's escalating ambitions, which created a marriage as intensely dramatic as any screenplay. In the end, despite their genuine love, the cumulative weight of these challenges ultimately became insurmountable. By the dawn of the 1960s, they went their separate ways, and by 1968, their divorce was officially finalised. Even though their marriage concluded, it represented a deeply formative chapter that was pivotal in shaping Moore's early adulthood and career. It was during his time with Dorothy that he learned profound lessons about resilience, the steep price of fame, and the sheer complexity of trying to maintain a loving relationship under the constant glare of the public eye. While Roger Moore would go on to achieve legendary status as an international icon, their shared story endures as a powerful reminder of how even relationships that don't last forever can leave an indelible and meaningful impact. It begs the question, do you believe a love that doesn't go the distance can still be deemed a success if it fundamentally shapes the person you become? Danny Fujikawa and Kate Hudson. In her quest for genuine companionship, Hollywood's beloved golden girl, Kate Hudson, discovered an unexpected yet absolutely perfect partner in musician Danny Fujikawa. The two had actually known one another for many years, moving in the same circles through mutual friends. But it wasn't until 2017 that their comfortable friendship finally sparked and blossomed into something much deeper. With a 7-year age difference, Kate being the older of the two, their relationship quickly became a shining example that true love doesn't adhere to any specific timeline. It simply shows up when the time is right. In 2018, their love was beautifully solidified when they welcomed their daughter, Rani Rose, into the world. Later in September of 2021, Kate joyfully shared the news of their engagement, declaring Danny to be the best man she could ever have hoped for. She has spoken candidly about how this particular love feels fundamentally different, describing Danny as her ultimate companion, someone who brings her balance, offers unwavering support, and shares the burdens of life with remarkable grace. Their entire relationship is founded not on the fleeting glamour of Hollywood, but on the solid bedrock of true partnership and collaborative teamwork. Kate often shares that they have a rhythm of taking turns, lifting each other up when life becomes challenging, a dynamic that has only served to deepen their powerful connection. For a woman who once openly wondered if a love that lasts was even possible, Kate has definitively found her answer with Danny. A love that is steady, authentic, and has profoundly changed her life for the better. Jason Momoa and Lisa Bonet, a romance that felt written in the stars. Jason Momoa has famously recounted that Lisa Bonet was his ultimate childhood crush, the woman he had admired on television long before their paths ever crossed. When fate finally brought them together in 2005, that youthful dream became his stunning reality. Despite a 12-year age difference, with Lisa being his senior, the chemistry between them was instantaneous, powerfully magnetic, and utterly undeniable. For Jason, being with Lisa felt like a cosmic alignment, as if destiny had finally delivered the great love he was always meant to find. The couple welcomed 2 children, a daughter named Lola and a son, Nakoa Wolf, building their family years before they made their union official with a private wedding in 2017. Their unique bond was admired around the world for its sheer authenticity, a connection deeply rooted in profound mutual respect, shared creativity, and an unwavering love for their family. Jason often referred to Lisa as his muse and guiding star, while Lisa described Jason as her loving protector and partner, a person who made her feel completely seen and cherished. But as we know, even the most seemingly magical love stories are not immune to real-world challenges. In 2022, after having spent more than 16 years as a couple, they announced to the world that they were separating. The news stunned fans who had long admired their deep devotion to one another. And yet their split was characterised not by bitterness, but by extraordinary maturity, with both of them remaining committed to co-parenting and continuing to be a supportive force in each other's lives. Alexandra Hedison and Jodie Foster. A story of love that arrived at precisely the right time. Jodie Foster, one of Hollywood's most powerful yet intensely private actresses, took the world by surprise when she found a lasting and profound love with photographer and artist Alexandra Hedison. The two first met in the year 2013. And despite a 9-year age gap between them, the connection they felt was immediate and unmistakable. Just 1 year later, in 2014, they quietly exchanged vows, offering beautiful proof that sometimes when love is genuinely right, it doesn't require years to develop. It simply arrives and knows it's home. What makes their love story so compelling is the seamless way their 2 distinct worlds merged into one. Alexandra, celebrated for her artistic vision and fierce independence, became more than just Jodie's wife. She became her steadfast anchor, providing a foundation of unwavering support as Foster continued to navigate the intense pressures of a life lived both on and off the silver screen. In turn, Jodie, who had famously and fiercely protected her privacy for decades, began to visibly relax, sharing a side of herself that radiated a profound happiness her fans had seldom witnessed before. Their marriage is clearly founded on a deep well of mutual respect, genuine admiration, and the kind of profound partnership that feels both supportive and equal. When Jodie accepted her Emmy in 2024, her tribute was simple yet powerful, dedicating the award to the love of my life, Alexandra Hedison. It was a deeply heartfelt public acknowledgement that perfectly encapsulated the incredible strength of their bond. Their inspiring journey serves as a powerful reminder that true happiness can arrive when you are least looking for it, and that chronological age is utterly insignificant when compared to the magnetic power of a true soul connection. Now for John Molnar and Katie Couric, a story of a love that truly healed a broken heart. Katie Couric, long regarded as one of America's most cherished and trusted journalists, had already endured an unimaginable heartbreak with the tragic passing of her first husband. So when love re-entered her life, it felt like a miracle she hadn't dared to expect. In 2011, she was introduced to financier John Molnar, a man 7 years her junior, whose incredible warmth and emotional stability helped to rekindle her faith in the possibility of a lasting, loving partnership. Their connection was immediate, and after a whirlwind romance that deepened into a profound bond, they were married in 2014 during a gorgeous, intimate ceremony with their closest family and friends. What truly makes their story so inspiring isn't the age difference, but rather the exceptional way John embraced Katie's entire world with such incredible grace and unwavering devotion. He reintroduced laughter and light into her daily life, becoming a powerful, steadying force, not just for Katie, but also as a wonderful presence for her 2 daughters. Katie has frequently and lovingly referred to him as her absolute true partner. In every sense, someone who deeply understands her, gently challenges her to grow, and supports every facet of her life unconditionally. Today, after more than a decade as a married couple, their joy is palpable. Katie consistently shares touching and heartfelt tributes to John on social media, celebrating the immense happiness and profound comfort their marriage brings into her life each and every day. Their journey beautifully illustrates that love can indeed blossom again after devastating loss, and that sometimes the second chapter of a life story can be even more rewarding and sweeter than the first. Next, Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade, a powerhouse couple whose love was forged through resilience. Gabrielle Union, the incredibly accomplished and respected actress, and Dwayne Wade, the legendary NBA superstar, initially met back in 2008. And from that first meeting, their connection blossomed into one of the most celebrated and genuinely admired love stories in the worlds of Hollywood and professional sports. With a 9-year age gap, with Gabrielle being the older partner, their relationship rapidly demonstrated to the world that maturity, mutual respect, and unwavering trust are far more critical than any number on a birth certificate. After several years of dating and building a solid foundation, they officially tied the knot in 2014 in a breathtakingly beautiful Miami wedding ceremony. Their path together has certainly had its share of significant challenges, but their remarkable ability to confront every obstacle as a unified team has only fortified their bond. In 2018, they joyfully welcomed their daughter, Kavia James, into the world via surrogate, a profoundly meaningful moment that Gabrielle movingly described as life-altering after her own long and painful struggles with infertility. Both Gabrielle and Dwayne have always been refreshingly open and honest about the realities of their love and partnership, frequently and affectionately calling each other their very best friend and ultimate life partner. They commemorate their milestones not just with glamorous parties, but with a deep sense of gratitude for the beautiful family and unshakable trust they have painstakingly built together. In 2024, they celebrated a full decade of marriage by looking back on their incredible shared journey, affectionately calling it a decade of fun, love, and endless adventure with my best friend. Their story is a testament that true love is about weathering life's fiercest storms side by side and consciously choosing to love each other every single day. And then there's Johnny McDade and Courtney Cox, a love story that found its perfect rhythm. When the iconic Friends star Courtney Cox started dating Snow Patrol musician Johnny McDade back in 2013, their 12-year age difference immediately became a topic of public fascination. And yet what quickly became far more noticeable than the numbers was the beautiful and effortless harmony they so clearly created in each other's lives. From the very beginning, their bond was forged through a shared passion for music creativity and a profound sense of partnership that neither celebrity status nor age could ever disrupt. Although they briefly ended their engagement in 2014, their powerful love pulled them back together, and they have been a solid, inseparable couple ever since. Courtney frequently speaks about Johnny as her best friend and true life partner, emphasising that he brings a sense of calm, deep kindness and much-needed stability into her hectic world. In turn, Johnny has publicly praised Courtney for her incredible strength, sharp humour and unconditional love, often acknowledging her as the absolute centre of his universe. Their relationship flourishes quietly, far from the blinding glare of the Hollywood spotlight, because it is firmly grounded in mutual admiration and a deep-seated respect for one another. Fans truly admire how, despite having incredibly demanding careers and living under constant public scrutiny, they have managed to build a connection that feels wonderfully steady, completely authentic, and truly built to last. Their romance is a gentle reminder that sometimes finding the right rhythm in a relationship takes a little time. But once you finally find that perfect harmony, it creates a love song that can last a lifetime. Finally, Guy Ritchie and Madonna, a marriage defined by explosive passion and immense pressure. When the edgy British filmmaker Guy Ritchie married the undisputed Queen of Pop Madonna, back in the year 2000, the entire world was absolutely captivated by the union. At that point, Guy was 32 and Madonna was 42, which created a 10-year age difference that became the subject of endless media fascination and speculation. But looking beyond the tabloid headlines, their marriage was initially built on a foundation of shared creative drive, a fiery, undeniable passion, and a mutual heartfelt desire for a stable family life. Together, they welcomed their son Rocco in that very same year, and they later expanded their family by adopting David Banda from Malawi in 2006. They were constantly trying to balance two monumental careers that perpetually vied for the spotlight. Guy even directed Madonna in the film Swept Away in 2002, a creative venture that deeply blurred the lines between their professional and personal lives. This artistic partnership served as a mirror reflecting not only the depth of their connection, but also the inherent difficulties that arise when you blend a personal marriage with professional creativity. Their time together was a captivating whirlwind defined by dazzling glamour, intense artistic drive, and the relentless pressure that comes with living every moment under the public's unblinking gaze. However, even the most brilliant and intense flames are bound to flicker eventually. By the year 2008, following 8 years of marriage, the pair officially announced their separation, stating the classic reason of irreconcilable differences. In the aftermath of their breakup, both parties have openly acknowledged the valuable lessons they took from the experience and have spoken fondly of the profound love they once had for each other. Their journey together serves as a potent and enduring reminder that not even the most celebrated Hollywood romances are immune to the inevitable realities of passing time, external pressures, and personal evolution. Next up, Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling, a celebrated couple whose love story would go on to redefine the very concept of a modern family. The moment Eva Mendes and Ryan Gosling crossed paths on the set of The Place Beyond the Pines back in 2011, an undeniable chemistry ignited between them, setting the stage for one of Hollywood's most cherished and respected love stories. Given that Eva was 6 years Ryan's senior, their relationship initially sparked a great deal of public curiosity, but the strength of their connection quickly demonstrated that true love can blossom without regard to age gaps or societal expectations. Ryan has frequently stated in interviews that his entire perspective on life underwent a fundamental transformation after he met Eva. Prior to their relationship, the idea of having children was something he had never seriously considered. But once Eva was in his life, that entire mindset completely shifted. The couple went on to welcome 2 beautiful daughters, Esmeralda and Amada, into the world. And together they have cultivated a family life that is intensely private, but also profoundly affectionate. In a candid moment, Ryan once shared that some of the most genuinely joyful moments he'd ever experienced occurred while he and Eva were simply playing the part of a family during the movie's production. It was then he had the powerful realization that he never wanted that feeling of family to be an act ever again. In a stark contrast to many of their Hollywood peers, Eva and Ryan have made a conscious and deliberate choice to shield their relationship from the public spotlight, preferring to focus on raising their children and nurturing their connection away from the cameras. The reason their particular story connects so deeply with people is that it's fundamentally not about glamorous red carpet appearances or the pursuit of fame. At its core, it is about 2 individuals who discovered a true sense of home within each other and deliberately chose unwavering love to be the bedrock of their lives together. Now let's look at Bart Freundlich and Julianne Moore, a remarkable partnership that has truly stood the test of time in an often fickle industry. Julianne Moore, widely regarded as one of Hollywood's most esteemed and talented actresses, discovered an enduring love with director Bart Freundlich back in 1996 after they first connected on the set of The Myth of Fingerprints. Even with a 9-year age difference, with Julianne being the older of the 2, their bond was immediate and profound, built upon a solid foundation of common values and a deep mutual respect for each other's creative talents. They officially tied the knot in 2003, embarking on a life together that has now impressively spanned nearly 3 decades. Throughout their marriage, the couple raised their 2 children, a son named Caleb and a daughter named Liv, skillfully navigating the intense demands of stardom while cherishing the simple, quiet joys of a close-knit family life. Julianne has frequently expressed immense gratitude for the deep sense of stability and happiness their marriage provides, often citing Bart's unwavering support as a fundamental cornerstone of her professional achievements. Reciprocating the sentiment, Bart has consistently praised Julianne not just for her brilliance as an actress, but also as the life partner whose incredible strength, wonderful sense of humour and abundant love serve as the anchor for their entire family. In an industry notorious for relationships that crumble under immense pressure, their bond has defied the odds and has only fortified over time, characterised by profound mutual respect and an unshakable commitment to one another. Julianne eloquently described their connection once as a long and joyful adventure, offering it as proof that real lasting love isn't about achieving perfection, but about the conscious decision to choose each other day after day. And who could forget Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon? Theirs was a modern love affair that consistently defied conventional traditions. The romance between Tim Robbins and Susan Sarandon first sparked into life back in 1988 when they met on the set of the iconic film Bull Durham. And though there was a significant 12-year age difference between them, with Susan being the elder, the magnetic connection they shared was simply impossible to deny. For more than 20 years, this dynamic duo captivated Hollywood with their unique partnership, successfully raising two sons, Jack and Miles, all while managing demanding acting careers and maintaining a passionate shared dedication to social activism. One of the most distinctive aspects of their relationship was their mutual decision that marriage was not a necessary step for them to take. Instead of exchanging vows, they forged a powerful bond that was deeply rooted in mutual trust, profound respect, and a set of closely aligned ideals. Susan frequently articulated that they didn't require a marriage certificate to validate their love, while Tim openly expressed his deep admiration for her formidable strength, fierce independence, and unwavering self-confidence. As a couple, they came to embody a truly modern vision of what a family could be, one that refused to be confined by traditional labels and instead flourished on a foundation of authenticity and unwavering mutual support. Consequently, their eventual separation in 2009 sent shockwaves through their fan base, yet both individuals handled the split with immense respect, even continuing to collaborate professionally and co-parent their children with remarkable grace. And even though the romantic chapter of their lives together had concluded, the enduring legacy of their extraordinary relationship continues to resonate. It serves as a powerful reminder that love does not always need to conform to a specific mold to be profoundly meaningful and truly transformative. Finally, we turn to Kylie Minogue and Joshua Sassy, a whirlwind romance that burned incredibly bright but perhaps too fast. When the legendary pop icon Kylie Minogue first encountered British actor Joshua Sassy on the set of the TV show Gallivant in 2015, the chemistry between them was immediate and explosive. With Kylie being a full 20 years his senior, their burgeoning love story quickly became fodder for headlines all across the globe. Despite the public fascination with their age gap for the couple themselves, the deep connection they felt was completely natural and utterly undeniable. By February of 2016, their relationship had progressed quickly. Joshua proposed, and a delighted Kylie publicly announced their engagement, even playfully joking that she might soon be changing her name to Mrs. Sassy. Her dedicated fan base was absolutely ecstatic, with many believing that the beloved superstar had at long last found her own real-life fairy tale ending. Their whirlwind romance, however, proved to be as intensely passionate as it was short-lived. In a surprising turn, less than 12 months later, in early 2017, Kylie confirmed the heartbreaking news that their engagement was officially over. Even in the face of this public heartbreak, she navigated the painful situation with remarkable elegance and dignity. She made sure to thank her loyal followers for their outpouring of support while turning her focus inward toward personal healing and self-love. For Kylie, that whole chapter ultimately served as a powerful testament to her own inner strength and fierce independence, the very qualities that have defined her incredible career and personal life for so many years. And while their time together was brief, their story is etched in memory as a poignant lesson that even the most fleeting romance can be breathtakingly beautiful, profoundly transformative, and hold its own unique meaning. Hugh Jackman and Deborra-Lee Furness, a partnership that truly seems stronger than time itself. Picture this, it's 1995 on the set of the Australian TV drama Corelli, where Hugh Jackman first met Deborra-Lee Furness. He was a fresh-faced actor, just launching his career while she was already a highly respected star in her own right. Despite a significant 13-year age difference, with Deborra-Lee being older, the chemistry between them was instantaneous and simply undeniable. That connection proved so powerful that within a single year they were married, tying the knot in 1996. This marked the beautiful beginning of what would become one of Hollywood's most beloved and enduring love stories. Together, they meticulously built a family, adopting their 2 children, Oscar and Ava, and fostering a home environment founded on unconditional love, security, and profound mutual respect. Hugh has always been incredibly open and vocal about the immense impact Deborra-Lee has had on his life. He has frequently called her the single greatest influence in his world, crediting her for keeping him anchored as his fame reached stratospheric levels. In return, Deborra-Lee has been his constant, unwavering supporter, serving as his source of strength and balance through every single career peak and personal valley. For nearly 30 years, their marriage stood as compelling proof that age is merely a number when a relationship is built on a solid foundation of trust, laughter, and deeply shared values. Which is why it was so shocking when in 2023, they announced they were separating after 27 incredible years together. Yet even their separation statement was filled with grace, radiating deep respect and gratitude, which speaks volumes about the powerful bond they cultivated over the decades. Now let's turn to Nick Cannon and Mariah Carey, a romance that seemed as if it were written in the stars. When Nick Cannon and the iconic Mariah Carey got married back in 2008, the entire world was absolutely captivated. At just 27 years old, Nick was 11 years younger than the legendary diva, but their palpable connection and sparkling chemistry made that age gap seem completely irrelevant. Their whirlwind love affair quickly led to an unbelievably glamorous wedding ceremony in the Bahamas. It was a union that felt like it was pulled directly from the pages of a fairy tale. In 2011, their happiness multiplied with the birth of their twins, Moroccan and Monroe, cementing their public image as one of Hollywood's most dazzling and high-profile families. Nick was consistently vocal about his admiration for Mariah's genius, often speaking about how deeply she motivated him. Meanwhile, Mariah would affectionately call Nick her soulmate, a partner who brought an immense amount of laughter and warmth into her life. But as the years passed, the relentless pressures of fame and significant differences in their lifestyles started to place an immense strain on their marriage. By 2016, their divorce was made official. However, both have admirably continued to co-parent with immense love and dedication, making it clear that their children will always be their #1 priority. Their love story, while no longer a romance, remains an unforgettable chapter in pop culture history. It's a vivid illustration of how love can burn incredibly brightly, even if it isn't destined to last forever. So what is your opinion on this? Do you think relationships with a notable age gap shine brighter due to intense passion? Or are they more likely to burn out faster under all the pressure? Drop a 1 in the comments if you believe in their unique magic, or comment with a 2 if you think the inherent challenges make them just too fragile to endure.